Well, hey everybody, it's 3 p.m. and it's time for dinner with Nanny Bubby, and I'm Nanny Bubby, and I'm also your favorite cooking confidence coach. For more information on that, go to Instagram, and in my bio you can click and find information if you want to enroll in a cooking confidence course with me, or at least a 30-minute call to figure out what it's all about and how I can help you. So it's so great to see you here today. I am cooking for our son's birthday. Tomorrow is a special day in our household. Not only did Sandy Koufax pitch his perfect game on September 9th, sometime 1960-something, to which my husband attended that game. So it's a very special game. Hey, Joy. Hey, Frank. But then our son happened to be born on September 9th. Hey, Karen Diamond. So tomorrow we celebrate his birthday, and I am cooking right out of this book right here, Giada's Italy. Our son, Russell, challenges me every year to really push my cooking skills, even myself. And he finds recipes that I've never done before and really actually works to get me to make them for his birthday dinner. And so today we are cooking, let me find it here, this fabulous Ossobuco. Let me just show you that. Here it is in the Giada recipe book, and I am making 9 of these little lamb shanks. They're not so little, actually, but I have cooked half of a batch. You can see it right here behind me in the yellow Le Creuset, and I'm going to make the other 4 just for you. So let's see, Susie is here, Joy Gallo is here, Judy Woods is back. Hey, Judy, we missed you all last week. There is no doubt about it. Karen Diamond is here. Frank is here. All the regulars are coming in and finding us all. So we're going to start by warming up this pot. Let me just push you back and out just a little bit so that you can see a little bit better. And I just realized of all the things that I forgot the olive oil. So I'm going to talk to you. As you know, I can talk to you while I do this because I have my AirPods in. So I'm walking into my pantry here and grabbing the olive oil, and we can fire this pot up. Here I am. I'm back. Hey, Roseanne. Roseanne is here as well. How are you? So Roseanne is keeping track of everybody who has come into our Gather group. We've got, I think, 449 people. Hey, Teresa, in our Gather with Nanny Bubby Facebook group. Slow down, Marla. And here is my question for all of you. It's fall. Judy Woods posted that beautiful picture of a fall home that I just don't believe is her home because it looks like it's not built here in Las Vegas. But fall is my favorite time of year because, you know, by this weekend, our temperatures are going to get below 100 and everything will feel so cool around here. It's just going to be fantastic. So as we enter into fall and before we enter in the holidays, let's have another contest. But I think I'm taking inspiration and I'm taking ideas from all of you, the gatherers who join here every day. So if you have an idea of some kind of contest that we can run over the next week or two, just to get everybody re-engaged as we all come back from our summer vacations and all of our travels, I am open ears and ready to go. So why don't you type in some of the ideas that you might have, and I will tell you exactly what we're going to do and how we're going to get started. I have her recipe book here, so I'm going to run right through it. So the first thing that I did is I brought this lamb out of the refrigerator about an hour ago so that it came to room temperature. Further, what I did is I had all of the lamb shanks cut so that this little chunk of bone is off so that you would be able to get into the bone marrow as this begins to cook. I salted all of the lamb shanks earlier to help them just get their juices flowing. And I am now going to take these and I'm just going to dredge them in some all-purpose flour. So let's see if you can see that. Let me move this. Let's see where we are here. Let me bring this here and put this here so that you can see it. So I'm going to take each one of these lamb shanks and just make sure that all sides are lightly floured. because that puts a beautiful crust on these. And then I'm going to tap it off. There we go. I'm going to tap it off just like that. And then I'm going to place it into this pot on its side and let it start to brown. So I'm going to turn this up. I really want it to start grilling up. Now, one thing I learned is sometimes you've got to make sure that the burner that you have put your pot on literally lines the outside of the pot. If you put it on a burner that's too big for your pot or too small, you just don't get the same effect and things don't cook as evenly. I tend to always put things on my biggest burner, but it's not always the right decision. And quite frankly, I find that this little countertop burner that I have, electric burner basically, is absolutely the right size no matter what I'm cooking. So can you guys all see that? These are big, beautiful, meaty lamb shanks. So I'm going to lay that right down in there. And these are going to cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. We're going to want to get them really nice and brown. So I've got 4 of them. I have 5 in the other pot. And what we're going to do is we are going to brown them real well, very nicely. We're going to brown them, take them out of the pot, and then we're going to saute down all of these vegetables. Hello, Cynthia Berman from Cozumel, who is fishing, deep sea fishing it looks like, and snorkeling and having a great time. How good that is to see. Okay, so how great to think that you can tune in from Cozumel, right? Lene is here. Where did you buy the lamb shanks from? I got them from Whole Foods, Lene. I believe it or not, and I thought about this, they said that they were short on lamb shanks for the holiday. And I realized that she was talking about the Jewish holiday. So if you're not Jewish, I think you get confused because you don't realize that lamb shanks are used for Passover, not for Rosh Hashanah. Passover is in the spring right around Easter. And so they ordered in all of these lamb shanks for what they thought was the holiday, but it was the wrong holiday. So they had a lot left over, and it's just by accident that this was something that Russell identified as something that he liked. So my father owns Piero's, and he has veal shanks that it's world famous Piero's Ossobuco, and it's veal shank Ossobuco. And he loved that, but when he saw this recipe by Giada, he absolutely wanted me to do this recipe, which is veal shank. So I'm going to take a little bit of salt, and I'm going to sprinkle it on just the edges of these bones. And these are going to be great because they're going to just cook and help to flavor the sauce. Maybe I'll give them to Biggie tomorrow because he can't, they're not like bones that are like chicken bones that'll go away. So Cynthia says we get seasick. Oh, we got seasick today. Yep. You cannot go out deep sea fishing unless you take Dramamine. I have had that experience, let me tell you. I have literally been standing off the side of that boat praying I would die. Honestly, it's just, you got to take Dramamine. And when you do, you don't have a problem. So word to the wise. See, you're learning about how to cook lamb ossobuco today for a nice, wonderful family birthday celebration. And you're also learning what to do if you ever go deep sea fishing. So we are definitely a gathering group of where we learn all kinds of things. How cute is that? Okay, so as you can see, I've got all of these little, the bones that were cut off, just the very edges, which is fantastic. I'll probably drop one of these in every plate as I serve it. And I will put these in to brown after I brown these. Let me grab my tongs here. Actually thought I had everything. And these look like they're ready to turn. So I had asked everybody if you have any ideas of what kind of contests that we can all engage in. We had so much fun over the summer as we did our summer barbecue tournament. This doesn't have to last that long, but I would say it doesn't hurt to add a little energy before the holidays get to us, December winter holidays, and we should do something really fun, really fun. Like maybe we should So you can see this is burning, not burning, browning is the word I meant to use. So I browned, let me show it to you here. Well, let me turn this one and hopefully it's just as brown. It is, okay. So you can see how nice and crispy brown that is. I'm turning it. I'm going to turn the other two. There we go. That's it. Okay. And we'll let that get nice and brown as well. So maybe we should put everybody's favorite Halloween recipe, and then everybody can vote, or I can, I'm washing my hands if you wonder where I went. Everybody can vote. I don't know how we'll do it, but let's just decide what it is we're doing, and then we'll figure out what the prize is and how we're going to pick the prize. Lene says, oh, and it's fabulous at Piero's. Oh, thank you, Lene. My father has, of course, owned Piero's since the beginning, and as you know, the Ossobuco is absolutely fantastic there. Absolutely fantastic. So let me just kind of wipe this up so that Wolfgang Puck doesn't get mad at me. You know, he always says, clean up after yourself. So 2, 3, I'm going to turn this up one a little bit more. And so while we are waiting for this to brown on all sides, and I'm also going to take it and turn it and put it meat side down like that and brown the upper edge of it. Let me let this continue to go. So let me tell you the next step. In this bowl, I have chopped up 3 carrots. I've chopped 4 pieces of celery. I have 1 whole onion, and I have about 3 or 4, so you can smell it, cloves of garlic. Wow, that just like came up and hit me just as I was saying what was in here. And after we put all of this into the pan, we're going to take it out, place it onto a plate, and then we're going to saute down all of the vegetables. Get them nice and soft. We're going to caramelize it with tomato paste, and then we're going to add a cup of dry vermouth. So I'm excited to show you how that does. Yes, favorite family fall dishes. I like that idea. Favorite family fall dishes. We're all going to be making them, right? So we have to, everybody start posting and gather your very favorite family fall dishes. And we will, if you post one over the next 2 weeks, I love that. It's the perfect one. You know what? Favorite fall dishes for the next 2 weeks, and then maybe we'll do your favorite pumpkin dish, meaning pumpkin soup, pumpkin scones. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to go. Anybody else have some great ideas? Okay, I'm turning these and putting them on there, what I call the stem or the fat side. This right here, flat down. Let me see if I can show you that. There we go. So it's starting to brown. And what I'm going to do is drop in all of these little stems and start getting them to brown. I'm going to add a little bit extra olive oil to this so that I can do that and so that it doesn't burn. Okay, favorite fall dishes, a little too late. I don't know what you mean by that. Mine is Portuguese sopas. Wow, what is that? What is Portuguese sopas is your favorite fall dish, or is it your favorite dish that you make with pumpkins, which we'll get to in the next couple of weeks. There we go. So I'm just going to turn this fire up just a little bit, get it nice and brown. Okay, so I, as you know, believe in if a recipe calls for dry white wine, I actually replace that with dry vermouth. Number 1, hey Arlene, Happy New Year to you. Actually, dry vermouth has a better flavor. It doesn't get old in your cabinet. If you have a recipe sometimes that calls for a quarter of a cup of dry white wine and you're not drinking wine that night, you're going to waste a whole bottle of wine. So in the pot behind me, I did have white wine in the refrigerator that was left over from a few nights ago. No, perfectly fine. So I used that one with the dry white wine, but I was absolutely out of wine. And so in this batch, I'm going to use the dry vermouth. Now, at the end of the day, once these both cool, I am going to put them all in one big roasting pan together. So the broth from this, which is white wine, and the broth from this, which is going to be dry vermouth, is going to all come together and meld together. And I'm kind of excited about that because I really like some of the flavors. But just know, like, one of my biggest lessons is don't waste dry white wine in these recipes when honestly you can use dry vermouth, not waste the bottle. It stays good forever in your cabinet and it is a great, great substitute. So, okay, here we go. There we go. I'm just going to turn this one more time. I'm going to show you how beautifully roasted and caramelized this is. And the nice crust really did beautifully on this. And we are going to need a plate because we're going to take these out now that they're browned. And we're going to put them on a plate and we're going to start with everything else. So here is a plate. And so now all these brown bits are on the bottom of the pan. You can see how beautifully brown and roasted that is. You see that? Look at that. You see that? Brown, just beautiful. This is going to get heavy. And I don't want to scrape off any, oops, that's heavy. Okay, let me move this over. A fourth one on there and I would have been in big trouble. So let me throw these other small bones in here. Let's get these started. And again, these are the tips that were cut off from the lamb shank. They have a little bit of meat on them, but they're great just for flavoring the pot. Okay. And we're going to take our last lamb shank here and let these brown up really good. And it's all those brown bits in the bottom. Okay, they're just perfect. Okay, so there we go. So now I see a question. Let me see. Based on your recommendation, I tried the dry vermouth in a pasta dish that called for white wine. It tasted better than the white wine. I think that's what you wrote. Let me see. Better than better than the white wine I typically use. I know there's just a richer, just more fruitful feeling about it all. It's just absolutely fantastic. I agree full-heartedly. I tend to never go for the white wine, but as I said, I had it in the refrigerator and I wanted to go ahead and use it up, just not waste it. I don't know why. I waste more things than you could ever imagine, but every once in a while I'm like, oh, I don't want to waste that white wine. I don't know why, but anyway, maybe because it was Dry Farms, right? You know how I love Dry Farms. So, okay, let me turn this down so we don't have anything burning. And these are nice and brown. These are the smaller little tips of the lamb shank legs, if you can see them. There we go. And you can see down at the bottom of the pot here are the very, very browned areas. That's where all the flavor is, and we're going to deglaze the pan. So sorry about that. My phone telemarketer called and somehow got through. The do not disturb. Don't you know how that works? And I know the screen goes black when that happens, so I apologize. But these instruments that we call our phones are also our cameras. It's where the world finds us. So there's all kinds of crazy things that happen with that. But what I was saying is, as you know, I have started some time ago. I just wasn't talking about it on Facebook. A cooking confidence course. If you know anybody that is interested, if you go on Instagram in my bio, you can link and book a 30-minute free cooking confidence discovery call with me to kind of talk about and see where you are, what you're doing. It might make a nice gift for someone for the holidays. It's a VIP one-on-one. I would do couples together, mother and daughter together, anything like that. So definitely go and check that out. Okay, I'm going to take these out. Also, how many of you downloaded the Happy Fridge? Oh my gosh. I literally have it on hanging in my pantry. The dates of expiration and how long to have things in there. I literally am using it myself. I hope you download it. It's a free download. If you didn't find it in Gather and you haven't been in there and you are on the newsletter list, you're going to be getting the whole Happy Fridge emailed to you via the newsletter. Hey, Stacey Hackett, so nice to have you here. So now we're adding, as I said, 1 onion, 3 carrots, 4 stalks of celery, 3 cloves of garlic, and we are going to let this, you can just smell it. It smells absolutely heavenly. And I'm just seeing, always a good time, Nanny. Thank you, Stacey. Okay, so here we go. And my cookbook is getting oil all over it. I hate that, but then I'll always remember this oil got on the book, this splattering oil when I was cooking with all of you for my son's birthday. And I think when you open up your cookbooks and you see handwriting that you put in them, or you see splatters of some kind, it just brings you back to the special moment that you were actually cooking for a special occasion, who you were with, what you were doing. And I think actually I'm going to write in this book, Russell's birthday, 9/9/21. God forbid 9/9/29 yet. Okay. All right. So as we take this, we're going to let this soften. And I just wonder, let's go. Who's got some ideas on the contest besides just your favorite fall meal? And let me just ask all of you, what is your favorite fall meal, and what will you be cooking, and what will you be posting in Gather with Nanny Bubby? So let's hear it. Let's hear what your favorite is. I have to say that I actually love chicken chili in the fall. My favorite holiday is a Jewish holiday called Sukkot, and it's a harvesting and planting holiday, and to celebrate both the harvest and the replanting of seeds. So I love celebrating it out in my garden, which is absolutely fantastic, and I absolutely love that. And so I make a chicken chili, as we always sit outside under the stars and under the palm fronds. It's my favorite thing to do. Hopefully I'll post pictures. I get so involved in all of this, I always forget to post pictures. Butternut squash soup. And that's the other thing I always make, Teresa. That's fantastic. Butternut squash soup. I love that. I absolutely love that. So let's just, we're going to put in 1/4 cup of tomato paste. So in the other pot over here behind me, which I've already made, I'm going to show you that at the end. It's already cooked for 2 hours. I put it up at 1 o'clock. It cooked till 3, right before I came to say it's time for dinner with Nanny Bubby. I turned that pot off. And I will show you how you can tell how raw this is, as I will cover it to start cooking as well, in comparison to, so I have a before and after for all of you to see. So I used half of this, which is 1/4 cup. Now I'm using the other half. By the way, we're going to serve this over pappardelle pasta, which is what they use in Piero's as well, which is fantastic. So we take some inspiration from them. Now, the key with this tomato paste is we're going to let it caramelize. And if you remember, Yotam Ottolenghi taught us that in his master class, is that if you can get this tomato paste to come up and caramelize and help to deglaze this pan, you really have a fantastic sauce. So you want to take this tomato sauce and let it turn really deep red and caramelize, and really get deep within all of these luscious, delicious vegetables. Hey, Heather, how are you? Happy New Year to my sister, and Happy New Year to my other sister, Susan. I mean, I love when I have family that takes the time to show up. It means so much to me. Okay, there we go. So we're finding, we want to get these vegetables just another couple of minutes. And while we're doing that, I think I'm going to grab my pot holders and I'm going to show you what this other pot actually looks like. So let me show you the after. There we go. There we go. Can you see that? This has cooked for 2 hours. Now I'm going to let it cool down and I'm going to put both of these into a roasting pan tonight together, melding all the sauces together. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow I'm going to scrape off all the fat. So this is kind of like making brisket, where you always make your brisket the day ahead. Put it in the refrigerator, let the fat come off the top, scrape the fat off. What happens is your sauce becomes rich and flavorful. There's absolutely no fat. I mean, very, very little. Thank you. And thank you, Susie. And it really is just, when I made this in the test kitchen on a Saturday, I made it and Russell and I ate it. And I realized upon eating it that it really, really, really needed the opportunity to sit in that refrigerator overnight, and that it was more like a brisket where it, hey, Peter Guzman, where it picks up all those flavors. And so there are some things that are not good day old, and there's other things that are not as good fresh off the oven and stove as when you put them in the refrigerator overnight. And in my opinion, this is one of those things, just like brisket is. I know there's other things too. So, but anyway, okay. So here we go. Now we're going to deglaze this pan with a cup of dry white wine, as Teresa said and I said. You know, I did buy a fan, but I actually forget to bring it out with me every day. Okay, so here we go. 1 cup of dry white wine. Let me make sure I'm putting this in the right order. Oh no, look at that. The cork busted out. All right, stand by. Let me get a corkscrew and pray I can get that out. Hold on. It's a brand new, let's see, I'm going to use this. I'm hoping this will work. It's a brand new bottle of dry vermouth, and I'm not sure what that means, that the cork wasn't, but let's try it. It went in there we go. Came out pretty good. I'm just going to have to get some other kind of cork. So no problem there. Okay. Crisis averted. All right. 1 cup of beautiful dry vermouth. Oh my God. It's so wonderful. And even though it's dry, it's so sweet. I love live TV too. It's my favorite thing to do, Peter. It's my favorite thing to do. You should come over and cook with me sometime. Okay, so we've got lots of dry brown bits at the bottom. It's caramelized tomato paste. We're going to take this wine, well, not wine, but the dry vermouth. You see that? And this is going to deglaze our pan. There we go. Look at that. And I'm going to use my edges here. I really want you to be able to see this if you can. And you can, oh, you should smell this. Oh, this is so unbelievable. So this has a way better smell and flavor to it than the one that I made with the white wine. It truly does. But nevertheless, they're all going to get combined anyway. I did not have a Dutch oven big enough to make all 9 of these in one pot, so I decided to make half this morning and then save this other half to make with all of you so you could watch it, because I love all of you. You're like family to me. Oh, you should smell this vermouth. There you go. Look at, just absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Let's do a Cuban dish together. That would be good. I would love to do a Cuban dish. Okay, so now that we've done all this, we're going to put in 3 cups of, I don't know anything about Cuban dishes. So actually, I would love, you know what? You're going to be so unhappy that you just suggested this because you're on, buddy. You're on. I'm having you on here. So please join me. Tomorrow, Russell and I are probably going to be making a martini for his birthday. And I'm going to be putting together the last appetizers to put out to the family, who will be arriving at 4:30. I am going to be using Roseanne's rosemary marinated fontina cheese skewers, which went over big time at Channel 8. I will tell you, last week, I don't know how many of you actually had an opportunity to see that episode, but boy, it was just absolutely fantastic. And on Friday, I have Mary Miel joining me from New York City with her 8-year-old daughter. Mary is an education specialist, and her daughter, at 8 years old, took a cooking class with her mother and has fallen in love with cooking. And they're going to be making pizza sauces and putting together a pizza for us. We're going to be talking about cooking and nutrition dense foods. And I think that you will all, I mean, who doesn't love an 8-year-old kid who would love to cook? So there we go. We're going to bring this to a simmer. Let's see. So we're going to also add rosemary. Let me take this. So you saw it in the other pan. So here is fresh rosemary from Nanny Bubby's garden. We've got fresh bay leaf, not from Nanny Bubby's garden, and fresh thyme from Nanny Bubby's garden. There we go. And we're just putting these in completely whole. We're going to turn up the fire here. And boy, I'll tell you, the rosemary and the thyme are so fragrant. I have a thyme plant that is absolutely gorgeous. And so there we go. I want to bring this up to a nice simmer. And we are going to, and I'll tell you how we're going to serve this. We're going to put grated lemon zest and fresh parsley over the top, as well as put it over the top of pepperdelle pasta. And we'll put the pasta sauce, this sauce right over the top. So let me bring this to a boil. Tomorrow I'm on at 3 o'clock, Susie, as I am every day. Nestle the lamb pieces back in. So that's what we're going to do here. And then we are going to sprinkle. There we go. I'm just trying to get it back to a simmer. Here we go. Can you see this? Put it back. There we go. There we go. Get some of these small little bones in there. There we go. Just beautiful. Look at how these nestle real tightly in there, right in the broth. So this is going to simmer on low for about 2 hours, not even for exactly 2 hours. So what time is it now? 2:37. There we go. Just going to put these all right back in, these little tiny bones that came off the ends of the lamb Ossobuco. And there we go. I suppose I could put a few into the other pot. Should we do that? There we go. These are going to be heated up again tomorrow. So all in one pot. There we go. So that's it. Okay. How beautiful is that? I'm going to add also, the last thing is I'm going to put in a double pinch of the red chili pepper, because this really adds some great flavor to it. So let's grab a pinch. There we go. And maybe one more small pinch. And then we'll adjust the seasoning after. Thank you, Judy. We'll adjust the seasoning after it all simmers for about 2 hours. So you can see the difference. Let me grab the other pot. You can actually really see the difference between this one, which does look very raw. I'm afraid I'm going to sneeze here. Sorry. Oh, I'm going to sneeze from the chili pepper. But here, let me just grab this for all of you to see. So you can see the difference, if you will, at the rawness that is in the other one and the richness, if you can see that this one is. So this will cook just with this nice low simmering for the next 2 hours. We'll cool them both down, throw them all in a great roasting pan. Tomorrow morning, I'll take the fat off of it and I'll start getting ready for the birthday boy. He will be joining us tomorrow. He said he would. He could chicken out at the last minute, but we decided we were going to make a martini together at 3 o'clock. Also, we're making Aperol spritzes tomorrow, so we're going to do that as well. That will be so fantastic. So thank you, Judy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's come up with a great contest. Let's see what you're going to win. Peter Guzman is going to be cooking with me a Cuban dish in the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to forget about that. Joy was here. Lene was here. Heather was here. Teresa was here. Teresa loves butternut squash soup, as do I. Stacy says Happy New Year. Stacy Hackett. Arlene was here. Lene again. And Teresa talked about the dry vermouth. And I think we got them all. I think there was nobody that I missed. So there you go. And I wish all of you a great day. Thank you for joining me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Enjoy your Ossobuco and go out and spread love like butter. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Bye.